Hello, today is the 28th of October, and this is Cluster API office hour meeting. And before starting, let me remind you something about our meeting etiquette. So first of all, this is a meeting. In this meeting, we are respecting the CNCF code of conduct. So please be kind with each other. And second, we kindly suggest you to use the raise hand feature before speaking. I will do my best to follow and call speakers as soon as they go. But unfortunately, with this clearing, I cannot see the list of participants. So maybe, Andy, you can help me in this.
Sure.
Thank you.
Be happy to.
And next, so there is a meeting document. I'm sharing the document in the screen. I've put the link of the document in the Zoom chat. If you don't have access to this document, you have to subscribe to the SIG Cluster Lifecycle mailing list. And I kindly add you to add your name on the attended list on the meeting. I see that someone is already doing this. Great, thank you. And also I kindly suggest you to add your topic down in the agenda. And before starting with the agenda today, I would like to ask if there is some new member or some new participant in today's meeting that want to introduce themselves. We would like to know you and why are you here, what are your interests in this project. So I give a little bit of time to see if someone wants to speak. Okay, so it seems that there are no new people today. So let's start with the agenda. I have the first two topics. So the first one is just an update on the v03.11 release. We are wrapping up the final work for this release. There are still 7 PR to go. But 6 of them are almost ready, so we should be fine. Nevertheless, the release date is not yet fixed. We will, because next week there is also US election, so we will decide. It will be probably at the end of the next week or the beginning of the week after, but we will follow up on this. Also, I want to give a quick summary of what is in the release. So the main themes are external remediation and also better visibility, and we will have machine node conditions. So on the machine, we will have a condition which surface the status of the node. And also we will have a KCP condition that are going to surface the status of the API server, controller manager, and the TCD static pod into machines. And the last topic that is included in the release is KCP remediation. Is there any question about the upcoming release? Okay, great. Next topic is just a reminder. We are starting to work on KAEP for the next V1 Alpha 4 release. I put the link of 2 PR, which I coded that are basically those PR are moving the Google Docs that we discussed about management cluster operator and about KCP scaling into actual proposal. So I kindly ask to everyone to kick in and review and provide comments. Okay, so if there are no comments on this topic, we can move to the first discussion topic, which is from Ben.
Yeah, hey. I sent out an email on the same subject to the cluster lifecycle mailing list, but I was looking to contribute the QMark provider that I created to the Kubernetes to the Kubernetes SIGs org, and have it be under the cluster lifecycle umbrella. So I think I just need like some notion of like approval from the SIG to get that repo created.
Maybe Lubomir, do you want to ask to this one?
Yeah, I think in the past, I was looking at what the most recent one was the nested cluster API provided nested, and they just like linked to it they linked to the notes in the video of the SIG call, the cluster API SIG call, as like the evidence, like approval. So I guess I wanted to announce it, and if anyone had any objections, we can hear them out. But otherwise, I think it's enough to just say we're going to do it.
Yeah, Ben, can you set the issue for the Kate's org repository?
Sure. Yeah, I haven't opened it yet, but I'll open it right after this.
Since we didn't see any objections on the mailing list, you can just proceed with the issue. We can plus one there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Great, thank you, Ben and Lubomir. Next up is Andy.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to mention that we had some folks who were testing some V1 Alpha 2 to V1 Alpha 3 upgrades for Kappa, and we ran into some problems with some of the API conversion logic in the AWS provider. And the first link that I have there is the pull request that's going to ideally fix it. The second one, which I want to call attention to, is a PR that Sedef has open to expand our conversion testing. So in particular, the issue that we encountered was we were retrieving an existing AWS cluster from the API server, trying to modify some fields in the V1 Alpha 2 version of the object, and then sending it back with a patch. And the problem was that the field we were trying to modify was just completely overwritten by the conversion logic, where it was trying to restore some of the data from the annotation that we use to keep a full copy of the hub version, so that when we're down converting and then up converting back, we don't lose any fields that only exist in the newer API version. And so the cluster API pull request will expand our conversion testing to go in both directions. So hub to spoke and back, and spoke to hub and back. And the spoke to hub and back is the new copy of the test, or the new test that's added. And it makes sure that we take the hub version, get the data stored as an annotation like we're doing. We go modify the spoke version, and then we do a full round trip to make sure that we aren't overwriting anything, which is the bug that we encountered. So I would encourage you to take a look at the cluster API pull request. You potentially can update your Go mod to pull it in locally and just see if you have any conversion issues. Hopefully not, but I did just want to mention that this is a particularly difficult area to get right. The code can be really confusing, and trying to rationalize and understand, am I converting data? Am I restoring data from an annotation? Am I making sure I'm not overwriting user updates? It's hard to get it right. So if you're interested, please take a look. If you want to talk about it further, happy to discuss it offline as well. Thanks, Fabrizio.
Thank you, Andy. So it seems that today we are very short agenda. So if someone has an additional topic as a last minute topic, feel free to chime in. Otherwise, we will have some time back today.
I don't see any hands right now. So yeah, I think we can probably call it.
Okay. Thank you everyone for participating. See you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.